If there's one thing I've been consistent about throughout the entirety of MLB The Show, keep them when they do bad, praise them when they do good, and by golly, they did good. They did good on this one. So let's jump into all the new stuff, the new cards, because there is a lot and there's more to come. So let's go. All right, so we're gonna start here on the calendar because I think it's a good place to start. You see behind me the Lightning, Juan Soto. They released it. They even showed stats. It's a beast of cards. You haven't seen it. You're in for a treat. So let's go down what is all going on. There's a lot today. You see, like most of this is today. So Lightning Soto is out. Monthly awards and mini seasons to unlock retro Carlos Pena. We'll show that card, and also Brian Reynolds, Ty France, and more. They announced all the cards that were going to be given out in the scouting report email and also on their blog, so make sure you read it because it showed all of them. More roster updates. They showed all the diamonds. There were 7 diamonds, some 90 overalls, a lot of minor MLBers and IMO minor leaguers. So it looks like they kind of threw it all together finally. So if you're playing franchise, that should help you a lot. And the final one after. We got Wayno, the DH. I love it. 125 power versus random pitching. I love it. I think it's great. I love it. Give me more goofy stuff like that. I love it. It's seeing him off. New postseason flashbacks, new program. Next week, the 13th, they will have all that stuff. New programs, events, conquest, moments, all that stuff. 2023 stuff. Then upcoming content, Division Series on the 30th. Championship Series with the blanks, and then Series 5 of Wives on November 3rd. I'm guessing World Series and Finest programs, that's what they're sort of blocking out. But we'll see how that goes. So that's just that's that. So let's jump into the programs and stuff. And as you know, we'll go through all of them. We'll go through most of it. So let's start off with the tops now. Oh, by the way, I want to mention this. I'm not a big proponent of weekly wonders, but all the weekly wonders this week are Chase and Pennant Chase and Career Tribute. So if you haven't gotten all the cards yet, now's a chance, or you want to make some subs. As I said in my last video, these packs are really, really good to help boost your team because they're going to go for really cheap. And now we're kind of seeing that price point is where it should be. So ultimately, at the end of the day, these cards are ultimately going to be 10K vouchers, but if you haven't gotten them yet and you don't really want to play with the stubs, they're all there now. But again, most of these cards are going to be around the 10K mark, so they should be fairly cheap, like I said in last week's video. So if you don't have them all, or you want some extra stubs, now's the chance, because if you saw my stub count, I was like at zero, and now we're at almost like 150K. There's only one card this week, the other flashback to round it off, and then this Wainwright card. He has no pitch attributes. But 101, 125, 108, 121, and clutch of 111. I think it's a fun card. I like it. They wanted him to bat, so I like the fact that they, Yachty wanted him to have an at bat, so I think it's funny that they gave him this card. It's a fun card. Play him at DH. What do you got to lose? They gave him time in fielding. I think this is a fun card. I love when they do stuff like this. So those are the only two things. In terms of moments, it's just get a hit with Adam Wainwright. He grounded out the next velocity of 102.1. So play against Wainwright, get a hit against him. You get 2 points, and that's that. So it's just one. Yeah, so let's go. Let's just do the awards, and then we'll throw up and everything else. So right now, you got Jack Flaherty as one of the pitching captain. Flashback. Again, we expect nothing really exciting from these cards, but hey, if you want to use the team like I suggest, if you're a free-to-play player, this is one of the captains you'll be using. And then JD Martinez, he's got a big freaking stick for 97, 125 for 3 out of 4 hitting categories and 125 clutch. He can definitely DH for you. You could put him in right. I don't suggest it. DH him, you'll get that boost. So coming up, let's take a look at some of these guys. These are starting off 95. Hobie Miller, he's got that funky thing. Angels legend, lefty. If you're looking for a good lefty, he might be one. He doesn't throw too hard, has a very funky delivery, has 125 hit per 9. Any quirks on him? Road Warrior. Okay, interesting. Andy Ibanez is the second card up. He's got perfect contact both sides of the plate with 90 power against lefties and 70 against righties. He can play darn everywhere except for center field and catcher. No quirks on him. Not a bad card. Nelson Velasquez. is the next one up. Braves are, let's get some up here. 93, 125, 90, 101, 120 clutch. He can play right, center, and left with the pitch hitting quirk. There you go. Need a pinch hitter? There you go. Former starter Shelby Miller hit a relief card with 3 pitches, a fastball, splitter, and a slider. 120 hit per 9. Pitch clutch is up there. He's going to throw fairly hard. I wish he had more pitches and no quirks. Ronaldo Lopez, former Angels legend, gets a card. 4-seam, slider, circle change, and a curve ball. 125 and a 125 pitching clutch. Homebody, net performer, and stopper. Good reliever. He was an Angel for like 10 seconds. But he did really good for the Angels. I'm glad he's getting the card. I can't complain. I have an unreleased video, and he was part of the problem, was he had no good catcher. Now we do with this updated Logan Hobby card. Not because now if you want to have a better trout, you can use for the Angels theme team. So right now, I like this. 103, 105, 125, 102 clutch up 80. So maybe not put him on where he's going to have guys on in front of him, but he's a good looking card and upgrades his Future Stars card. No quirks on him, but I'm excited. Next up, Willie Castro. 125, 103, 87, 80 with clutch up 80. He can play, again, basically everywhere. Middle infield and all the outfield spots with 0 quirks. Gunnar Henderson. Again, I think this is probably going to replace his Future Stars card from set 1. But I love his swing. I love Henderson. 125 against righties. 176, 77 against lefties with 95 clutch. Can play all the infield spots. He's going to be a good card. I think personally, if you need a shortstop, he's definitely going to his swing. It's pretty silky smooth. Any quirks on good old Gunnar here? All right. Reese Olson, a starting pitcher from the Tigers. Slider, 4-seam, sinker, circle change, and a curveball. He's got 125 and hit per 9, 89 pitching clutch, and 0 quirks. Again, we're kind of looking at like, I need to show the that is on me. Sean Manaea gets a card from the Giants. 4-seam, circle change, slider, sweeper. I think he actually was just mainly used out of the bullpen, which is interesting. Care about that stuff, but he did pretty well so far there. 125 walks per 9, 85 K per 9, 93 hit per 9, 5. No quirks, but kind of looking full. All right, next up, Jameson Taillon from the Cubs. 4-seam, cutter, knuckle curve, slurve, and a sinker. 100, 102, 83, 97. He's going to be decent. I think they had a Taillon earlier. Flip tops now. I don't know. No quirks on him, but he looks good if he... Rocket, he's got decent enough. Jake Diekman, BR legend. 4-seamer, slurve, circle change, sinker, and a cutter. This card will play very, very well. Left-hander. I think you'll see a lot of him on the pen. No quirks, but Jake Diekman's Will Vest, 125. He's got a 4-seamer, circle change, sinker, and slider. Tiger pitchers getting a card. Any quirks on him? No, but again, I think he'll do pretty well. Nick Pivetta here as well. 103 hit per 9, 111 pitching clutch. No quirks, however, on him, but he might be a decent enough pitcher. Christian Encarnacion Strand gets a card. First base, third base, 94, 125, 94, 83 clutch. Good enough card. He can primary first base. He can also play third if you need him to. I think he'll do well. TJ Friedl had a really good one. 80, 101, 120, 108. He could play outfield spots. He's got some decent speed, and he could bring him later. I was hearing good things about him. I think he'll be a good card. Michael King, the first 99 we're going to get along our way here. As I think Scan said, a nice surprise, honestly. I like his relief cards usually. He had a top now that I used for the most part. Sinker, slurve, 4-seam, and circle change. He's got 98 stamina, 102 hit per 9, 125 clutch, and of course, they should some starters. And I think it's funny, he allowed 1 earned run in all 5 starts, and his record was 1-30. Seiya Suzuki gets a second 99 along our way here. 113, 108, 125, 92 with 125 clutch. Right, third, short, and outfield. He's got some Corks homebody, day planner, fighter, and table setter. So we're good. And the last 99 we're gonna get before the lightning card, James MacArthur. He's got a slur, sinker, slider, four seam, and a cutter. No quirks on him. From the Royals with 4 saves. And there's the bat. And if you haven't seen this card, hold on to your pants. Juicy 125, 3 125s, and a 107. He can play left, center, and right. He's a dirty boy with all these quirks: Sword Warrior, Day Planner, Unfaced, Deadeye, Rally Monkey, Fighter, and Table Setter. He's going to be gross. If you remember that finest Juan Soto from like 2020, I think this might be the better version of Juan Soto. It's kind of gross. Take a look at what we have to do here. We have all of the moments, as always, to get them all. We have submissions with Flaherty hitters across the board. These generally aren't too terrible. Some stat missions, get some Ks, some extra base hits, and get away. The event, we're going to talk about the event. Well, let's just do it right now. So this is the event. If you want to do it, I suggest you do it because of that Fernando Tatis Jr. If you can get to 20 wins, get to 20 wins. 5 wins, you get Tyler Naquin, 125, 115, 82 against lefties. I remember this card from last year. I think it was okay. I recall Day Planner and Bad Ball Hitter. I'm really glad. I'm really glad that this Fernando Tatis wasn't. This card could have been the 12-win one. I'm glad it's not. If you remember this card from MLB The Show 20, he was a monster, and he is back. 125 against righties, 96, 107 against lefties. This guy hit a ton. They updated his secondary positions. This card will play. So he's going to be expensive. If he's not already, yeah, he's going to be expensive, boy. I really suggest, I'm going to try to get 20 wins. I would suggest try to get 20 wins. That card is a difference maker. Unless you have the stubs. You have the stubs, hey, go for it. But I would suggest getting. The 12-win award is Tyler O'Neill. I remember this card in 21. I don't remember using him a whole lot. 106, 125, 120, 125 against lefties, 106, 115 against righties. I remember this card. I don't remember using it a whole lot, but he's there and he's got 9th inning. So get 12 wins, you get Tyler O'Neill. Like I said, I remember him from 21, but I don't remember using him a lot. But a lot of like the 20, like September cards, I don't think necessarily get a lot of play. Mookie did last year. That's all I remember. So there's and then the mini season collection here. It looks like these are the cards for mini seasons that they have a new one for all of these, so we can just take a look at them now. You got Ty France here. I remember from last year. 100, 105, 125, 90. Ty France, he played first, second, and third for the Mariners. No quirks. This is from mini seasons, separate, because then you can get the 99 Carlos Pena. We'll take a look at him if he's in here. So that's the first one there. Cole Irvin, also from last year. 97, 102, 106. Fastball, sinker, circle change, curve, and a slider. No quirks on him. Moving on to the next card in here. Andres Munoz from last year. Slider, 4-seam, 2-seam. He does throw hard. I think he has outlier. He does have outlier too. Homebody and Day Planner. And there are his stats. Nothing too exciting. Again, he's probably going to be more collection fodder than anything else. Brian Reynolds. I remember this card from last year. He always has a good swing. 119, 96, 125, 76. He plays center, left, and right. He's always a good card. So I suggest picking him up if you feel so inclined. I suggest doing it. It's always good. Ramon Urias from last year as well. 120, 99, 87, 85 from last year. No, Red Warrior. Decent enough card. And the card I'm very intrigued about. When you finish when he's on, I can't even see him. Okay. that I don't know if that's, but you're not, because all the other cards are here. But if you get the Carlos Pena, I'll see if we can find him in the seasons thing. And then collect all the tops and out cards this year. You get a lot. You get 10 points. I want to say there as well, right? 10 points. So this will give you, if you lock it in like I do, I usually lock it in right away. That'll give me a few cards, and then I'll do the moments, and then we'll go from there. That is about all of it, right? Yeah, because we covered the event. Let's just show the shop. We'll go into the shop because they did have hit open packs, not buy packs. That's on me. So we have a Paul DeYoung today. There you go, a Paul DeYoung and a no, I don't want no. We have Paul DeYoung and a David Robertson card in there today. He's got a cutter, knuckle curve, four seam, circle chain slider. I think it's a pretty good card. Again, as with all of these, really want them. If you usually wait, they kind of drop in price. I'm gonna see if we can find that thing, but I will be right back. Well, I kind of looked around. I can't find anything for this card, so maybe depending while I'm editing this, I can find it. But apparently this card's nowhere to be found. He's in the mini seasons thing. He's not in the store. He's not really anywhere. I even looked to just so you guys know I'm not the same person. The first place I looked was like the Rays thing. I figured this is where he would show up. He didn't, so I don't think he's been discovered yet. So it might be a little bit before we kind of see what this card can do. So if there's some freak of nature out there who's gonna discover him and let us know what he looks like, that'd be great. But he hasn't been discovered yet, so we don't know anything about it. I assume it'll be a decent enough card, hopefully. But that's it. Oh, and before there was another thing that came out. This Randy Johnson is the new Chase pack card, a flashback 95 finest. He's disgusting. 94 seam slider, splitter, and 2 seam with a bunch of quarks. He's got outlier 1, pickoff artist, break outlier night player. So he's gonna be disgusting. I think this actually might update because it said the collection. I want to see, did it update it? No, Chase back for. Okay, so it doesn't change this because it said this, and I'm like, that's interesting. So this is still going to be Trout. It hasn't updated. I don't know if it will. It might update on it might update here. Let's see. No, it hasn't. Okay. It hasn't updated there yet, so still it's going to be Trout, but it'll probably be both once we get to it. So that's everything. All right. Well, that about is everything that came out. I think we covered all of the cards that dropped today. I think it's a W. We're going to see a lot more programs as we enter the postseason, because next week we have wild card. So we'll see how those things go. Nothing stood out with the losers. If they do it that way again, they might not. They kind of might just do like it sectionally, unlike last year. So we'll see how that goes. But with all that being said, let me know. Do you like the player of the month? I think it's a great win. I think they did a good job. I think they very much improved upon some stuff, and also double XP. So get out there, play this plenty to do. Make sure you play your events and stuff. Try to get that Fernando Tatis Jr. He's going to be expensive boy, and he's going to be a dang good shortstop. Well, that being said, my name is Sex, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Have a good one, guys.